Hello everyone, you are all welcomed to Home of Politics. I appreciate your support so much and we are looking forward to grow together in this channel. Stay here so that you can be informed every time. Welcome. My good people, yesterday during the Mashujaa ceremony in Kericho County, the president responded to this narrative of shareholding and he insisted that there will be no discrimination of any Kenyan in terms of politics, race, region, tribe, but they will work for development to be realized in all regions of Kenya because we are entitled to one destiny as Kenyans. And so the issue of shareholding is one of the divisive politics that have been lately very famous in Kenya, and it was a narrative that was propagated by our Deputy President Rigathi, and it have been responded very well by the leaders of Mount Kenya who are also standing with this Deputy President in demanding so many shares, a bigger share from the government. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to what the President said.
Toka pembe zote za Kenya ya kwamba hakuna Mkenya atabaguliwa na serikali ya Kenya kwa misingi ya kabila, dini ama siasa. Sisi ni ndugu moja wa taifa moja with a common destiny as a people of Kenya. Na mimi nataka niwahakikishie ya kwamba jukumu letu mbali na kuunganisha Wakenya ni kuhakikisha ya kwamba tunabadilisha taifa letu kwa miradi na mipango ya maendeleo.
According to how the president has just maintained his firm stand, this is now the second time he is talking against the issue of shareholding because of votes. The other day he was in Nyanza. He said every Kenyan pays tax and it will be the right of every Kenyan again to benefit from the development of this government. And so the issue of shareholding that his colleagues are just championing in the government, these are divisive and primitive politics, and we really agree with the president because he is trying to unite all the Kenyans despite the region, the tribes, the political ideas and difference in any other way. He is trying to bring Kenya together in terms of development in his government. And so the issue of shareholding, it is a disgusting statement to the president and most of the Kenyans because it seems some people want to be more valued than other people's on basis of how they voted. My good people, he is doing it only for the benefit of the unity of this government. Remember, it is only 1 year in office. We have 4 years to go for this government to go away so that we can elect another government. And so if the issues and wrangles of shareholding can become too strong to an extent that people or the public cannot be agreeing with the government, then it will bring a lot of problem. And be aware that the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua is deliberately championing for this shareholding narrative because they want those regions that voted for this government to turn against the government by posing a threat of things going wrong. You remember the other day when he was speaking in Mount Kenya that people should get their shares because they voted anonymously. The same thing the same thing when he visited Nandi County. He stated the same issue and he said he's not apologetic to anybody about the shareholding narrative because they demand it. It is their right and it is their share. They contributed so much in making of this government. He also went to Kericho County. He said the same thing before this Mashujaa Day. And so if you look closely into this matter, it is an issue that is rotating within two regions. In the Rift Valley, especially the region that President William Samoei Ruto himself emanates, and the Mount Kenya region, the region where the deputy president and other leaders are coming from. And he is trying to incite the public against President William Samoei Ruto, who is fighting this issue of discrimination on basis of voting. And you remember the other day when he was talking about the Mount Kenya leaders, we are together, we are united. And if you touch on only one leader in Mount Kenya, then the whole of Mulima mambo inabadilika. And so it seems like Rigathi Gachagua is using the advantage of the popular votes that this government scored in Mount Kenya region and in Rift Valley to post threats to William Ruto every time, because they are every time threatening to fall out if President William Ruto will not do exactly what he has been demanded to do. And so when he's going to Nandi, preaching the issue of shareholding, he's still going to Kericho, he's still talking about the shareholding. At the same time, going to Mount Kenya counties like Nyeri, Murang'a, Nakuru, he's still talking about the shareholding. Then Rigathi Gachagua and Mount Kenya leaders are targeting these regions that voted in big numbers to become angry with the government only because they are not given something bigger that they are demanding. And let it be reminded to Kenyans that if you are going to vote, you are not doing another bigger thing, but you are exercising your democratic right. Actually, we had so many presidential candidates. There were 4. We had President William Ruto. We had Honorable Raila Odinga. We also had Wajakoya, and we had Reverend Mwaura. And 4 candidates, they had their own followers whom they had the votes. Actually, there is no any of the presidential candidate that scored 0 votes. And this shows us that whether you casted your vote to Wajakoya, whether you casted your vote to Raila Odinga, to William Ruto, or to Reverend Mwaura, you exercised your democratic rights. It is only that one who won with a lot of votes is the one who had a lot of influence, and he was the choice of the public. And so the issue of shareholding and voting, these are 2 different things, because when you went to vote, you exercised your democratic rights. That one is your right. And so I don't know how this exercising of democratic rights translates to shareholding in the government, while we know very well taxation that is being experienced right now in Kenya is what is equalizing everybody in Kenya. And so the propaganda of shareholding in the government is becoming too serious to an extent that it is making some of the leaders to sound like they are not making sense, because they are valuing themselves too much than other people who are contributing very well to the economy and growth of Kenya. And so right now, as we have just realized, it is not the deputy president alone. He have been joined with other Mount Kenya leaders like Governor Mutahi Kahiga from Nyeri, and MP, we have MP Maina Mathenge. These are the 2 leaders who are again championing behind the back of the deputy president. They are saying that the deputy president is very right, and they deliberately placed Rigiji in that position because he's a daring man. And so it really shows us that Mount Kenya region is trying to dare President William Samoei Ruto to an extent that they are posing a threat, telling him that when you went against the issue of shareholding while you are in Nyanza, you are just doing politics, and we are waiting for you to come in Mount Kenya so that you can try to contradict that statement of shareholding. Then we see the outcomes. And so we see that this region has become a threat to the government to an extent that they are only posing threats to the president on a broad daylight, because we see when they say and they insist they want these big shares in the government, we are even wondering what they want, because if we look more positions of cabinet secretaries and every other employment that is being given, even in public service, these are the region that or the communities that are benefiting so much in these positions, and they are still wanting bigger shares in the government. We don't know if they want the state house to be built on Mount Kenya on the top so that they can feel they own the government or they own Kenya. We don't understand what these Mount Kenya leaders want unless they explain to us what they think bigger share meaning in the government. And so, my good people, we are seeing that even if President William Samoei Ruto is ruling Kenya, he is having a different or conflict of interest, in this government, because as much as he is leading this nation, and they are saying between the president and the deputy president they have good relationship, it is clearly telling us that he is facing a lot of pressure from Mount Kenya leaders. And mark me, there is no any other leader from any other part of Kenya or from the Rift Valley region where President Ruto comes from has again stood up to demand shares. This has only been brought by Mount Kenya leaders, and they are still the only people who are holding on the shareholding in the government. And so it shows us that these leaders of Mount Kenya are slowly transmitting the narrative of shareholding from Mount Kenya to Rift Valley region to incite the leaders from the region of President William Samoei Ruto to join them in demanding these shares. But it seems the president has warned his people from Rift Valley very, very toughly to refrain and stay away from the narrative of shareholding, because up to now we are seeing Mount Kenya leaders are the people who are making demands publicly and doing this divisive politics. And this is not a good picture at all, because why did the president just decide to make a speech of telling these people that Kenya will not be divided on the basis of tribe, community, region, politics, but it will be united under the means of development? Why do you think he decided to announce it during the public holiday? This is just to communicate to all Kenyans and the leaders who are championing the issue of shareholding that nobody is above Kenya. Kenya is one, and the development will find you wherever you are. And so the issue of shareholding is just a disgusting thing. But they are waiting upon the president to step in Mount Kenya like this, then he start contradicting the issue of shareholding. What are they posing? They are posing a threat. Are they planning for a fallout just because they have not been given what they have demanded? Or what are they planning to tell President William Samoei Ruto? Or what is that they are going to withdraw from the government that will affect the leadership of this Kenya Kwanza government? What do you think? It is very clear that these Mount Kenya people are trying to pose threat to this government. The other day we saw when this Moses Kuria was trying to talk here and there, most of the Kenya Kwanza leaders say that he should be taken at home, he should resign. But what the deputy president said, he said Mount Kenya leaders are united, and if you touch on one leader, then you have just caused a problem with all Mount Kenya leaders. And so it seems they are posing a threat of fallout if at all they will not be given what they demand. And do they think that without Mount Kenya region, President William Ruto cannot do the leadership? Of course, right now, this president is looking for other leaders who can stand in place of these Mount Kenya leaders. As much as they are trying to make a lot of demands, this president can pick somebody from Nyanza, from Western, and from any other part of Kenya to work with them. If these threats will go ahead for a long time and causing tension in this government, then things are going to change. It will not again be rated because of votes, but because of how people are going to unite and the future politics of 2027 or 2032. I don't know what you think. Send me ideas in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a good day.